OP's dad is 65, is having a relationship with his former student who is 24. Welcome to React, where we unpack Reddit stories from you for you. We are your hosts, I'm Delvyn.
And I'm Jackie.
And in today's episode, we'll be examining an awkward dilemma. Do we punish and flag, or do we overlook and forgive when a family member makes a mistake?
Before we start, we really appreciate it if you could show us your support through hitting the subscribe button as well as the notification bell.
Your affirmation would go a really long way in helping us produce more discussions like this for our community.
So for the story today, our OP actually found out that her father has been in a relationship with his former student for 4 years. When she confronted him about it, he asked her to keep it a secret and promised to break things off. OP feels upset and disgusted and doesn't know how to move forward with her father. She wants to cut things off and take a break from her father, but isn't sure if she's just overreacting.
Okay, wow!
There's a lot to touch on here today.
No jokes.
Yeah.
No jokes. Okay, should we start by reacting to the father's reaction?
You want to share your thoughts first?
Okay, so telling me a man of 65 years old, our OP's dad is 65, is having a relationship with his former student who is 24 for 4 years. I don't know, maybe it's just me, it just seems a tad bit predatory.
Okay.
No, but for real though, like it depends lah. I mean, but at the same time, I feel like the age gap is a bit much.
Big, right?
A bit much, and it makes sense why like the OP feels upset and disgusted and stuff. I mean, if my dad did the same, not that I'm in contact with him, but if my dad did the same, I would feel the same way. So yeah, I fully get it. What about you?
I think I have a hot take. Okay, you know the age gap actually, I don't think it matters. Like I think it's
Fair
totally,
enough.
I think it's totally okay for
Fair
like the
enough.
guy 65 to date a 24 years old. I think the issue here lies within the fact that she was his student.
Right? Yeah.
That was my
well,
issue. Yeah. So, because for me, I feel like age is just a number in a relationship. Because we don't know these people, we don't know who are they. Maybe they are really in love, or maybe she's in it for the money. We don't know.
Fair enough.
But I think for me, the issue lies in her being his student in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I feel that the moral question becomes
That's
there,
a bit weird for me lah. Yeah.
And like to follow up on that, the fact that the dad asked to hide the
oh
matter,
yes.
like,
Keep it a secret.
It's shady and sneaky.
It
like,
is.
you know what I mean?
It is. Yeah.
So okay, let's move on to what you would do if you
I'm the
were
OP.
in the OP's position.
I will take a break, but it depends on whether the OP has financial freedom.
I
So
see.
if let's say she is still living off her parents, especially the dad, right? Then it wouldn't be wise for you to just cut him off like that lah.
But also, I think it really depends on the fact whether like the OP can still look at her father as her father.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
or just
true.
creepy old man.
Having to live with him under the same roof is
After
a bit like,
knowing this,
yeah.
it's gonna be hard lah. So I think it's to find that balance on like how much you appreciate your father, how much you love your father, to then determine whether you want to cut them off. From what the OP is saying, it seems like she is incredibly uncomfortable with the facts that she just got to know. So yeah.
But I think it's in relation to like, okay, how much you love your parents versus whether it is enough to overpower like what they are doing, especially when it comes to like a crime, a transgression, that kind of thing. Yeah, so.
So how about you, Jackie? What is your relationship like with your parents?
I am pretty open with them. Like we can communicate, no problem. They let me do what I want lah. So I'm quite fortunate in that area. And you?
I mean, for me, I have not talked to my dad for. Yeah, I need to think. Yeah, so my parents have separated like a long time back. Yeah, so I've just lost all contact with my dad and kind of happy about that. But yeah, so yeah, for my mom, I mean, she's pretty open. She lets me do what I want, and honestly, she's have me make my own decisions in my life.
That's good.
So yeah, I think it's for my mother and me, it's a pretty open relationship, and yeah.
Have you had any like bad experiences with her? Like you disagree to what she thinks or what she says?
I think that happens in every single relationship, be it friendships or even relationships with like partners and all. Especially with parents, right? You tend to disagree more because they always think they're right, being the parents. So for me and my mother, we found a way to like agree to disagree with each other at times. When we like have topics which are not so taboo, like you should not have sex before marriage, that kind of thing. Like that one is a strict no lah for her. But I mean, oh well. Yeah. But yeah, so certain things like that, it's about compromise lah in any relationship, not just parents. So yeah, I mean, in the OP situation, I don't know how she's gonna come up with that compromise lah.
Yeah lor. Honestly, I feel like if the OP already find it very uncomfortable, I don't think it's something that is very easily he can overcome lah.
Because they already have that set impression about the subject matter. So yeah, from there on, how you're gonna move forward is a bit how, why, that type of thing, right? So Jackie, we've been talking a lot about like our relationships with our parents. Why don't we ask them what they think? Like, what are your own relationships with your parents like? Do let us know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on the phrase that blood is thicker than water? Because you know, I feel like this story is very much like relatable to that phrase.
Yeah. Honestly, this is very interesting. I just found this out, but that is actually the wrong saying. There's another original saying that is like prior to that, which is that the blood of the covenant is thicker than water of the womb. So, which means right, the original meaning of the phrase is totally like
it
opposite.
flips around then like.
Correct. Yeah. So, what it means is that the bond with the people you choose to bond with is more important than your family ties instead. Yeah.
I mean, I sort of agree with that in quite a large extent actually, because you know how they always say friends come and go, but family is gonna be there to you at the end of the time. I call bull. I really call bullshit.
Why?
Because sometimes, like for example, maybe close family, like immediate family, like your mom, dad, are gonna be with you till the end of your time. But like those cousins and sometimes even siblings, not my sister, she's damn nice. But yeah, sometimes even siblings, like they turn on you when things get tough, you know. And with friends, majority is also the same thing. But like those close friends who you've had for a very long time, because I have a best friend who's been with my best friend. I think we talked about this a few episodes back.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, my best friend who's been like friends with me since I was damn young. Like I know that he would stick with me through thick and thin, because he's been there for me and he's done that for me. So like that type of things, I kind of agree with the phrase that the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Actually, I agree also, because I feel like the most important thing between human interaction, like between a relationship, is the love you have for each other.
Right.
And that doesn't stem from the fact that y'all share the same blood. Right? So you can have a sibling, you can have a family member, but y'all can hate each other. Like y'all know those like siblings that fight for money, you know? So yeah, for me, I think this saying really stands, because I actually cherish the relationship I have with other people in the first place, rather than... Actually, I cannot say that. It's not like I have beef with my parents, no. It's like I cherish the love I have with my parents, and then that is more important to me than just like the blood thing. Yeah.
I mean, for me personally lah, because I do not have that relationship with my father, I fully agree, because like, okay lah, I mean, I don't want it to become like, oh shit, his dad left him, oh no, that type of thing. But yeah, it's like, because my dad had the choice of whether to support his family or leave, and then he chose to leave. He chose to leave, right?
Chose to leave,
leave. So I think in that instance, it all becomes like personal choices, right?
Yes, definitely.
Right. So the phrase blood is thicker, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb fully makes sense.
Correct.
Because the relationships you choose to make and you choose to have permanent in your life, that is what matters at the end of the day. Right?
Makes sense. So actually, right, Delvyn, we are raised to listen to our parents, but sometimes they are not always right. So when and how do we draw the line?
I think that's a discussion that we each need to have with our own parents.
Right? Okay.
Like I said before, right, me and my mom have found a way to compromise, because I think if you ask myself whether I love my mom like 5 years ago, I would have said, heck no. Because that's how much disagreements I had with my mother.
Okay.
Like I used to really dislike her. And that was because she cared for me, she cared for my well-being. Like, and it makes sense, and that's what parents do at the end of the day, no matter what. They care for your well-being and they are there to nurture you. Although some of them like don't know how to do it in a way that you appreciate, right? So I guess it's about having those discussions with your parents, having the difficult discussions with your parents, to find a fine line where you can agree to disagree on things that aren't so like taboo, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Would you turn them in though if they committed like a wrongdoing?
Oh, you got me thinking.
Would you?
I mean, if you ask me realistically, no lah. Like,
Okay, yeah.
like no, bro. Why would I do that to like people I love? You know, like
Yeah.
it's okay lah. I mean, I'm not the most
Okay lah,
morally
honestly
right person.
same. Honestly same. I would like turn a blind eye lor, cause I
Right.
love them. I still want them in my life. I wouldn't want them be in jail, then have to go Changi to just see them.
Why Changi?
Prison mah.
Oh,
So in your opinion, right, what are some of the ways we can form good relationship with our parents?
communication.
Ooh.
Simply that.
Correct.
I've been saying this whole episode, right? Whether it be a relationship with your parents or anybody else, any relationship in general, the key to that being a good relationship is communication.
Yeah. So I think other than that, right, it's also very important to have boundaries.
Right?
And the fact is, right, a lot of Asian parents do not respect that. They feel like, okay, cause I born you, cause I raised you up, right? You are my
On you.
Eh? Sorry, cause I gave birth to you, not I. No, yeah, so like you are supposed to listen to everything I say. You are supposed to do everything I say. There's like no sense of like privacy, no sense of boundary, right? In order to cultivate a kind of mutual respect for each other, right? You really need to know when to stop, when to like not overstep that boundary. Yeah.
I think it's also like the whole concept of open-mindedness and acceptance. You know, because I think that's something that our older generation are really struggling with, because like times have changed. The Gen Zs are much more expressive and vivid right now. Yeah, so I think that's something that we should take care of as we grew up to be parents, being the Gen Z. I think we need to be more open-minded and accepting of what our children in the future are going to be or want to be like. Give them that freeness and that openness to make decisions for themselves and not feel so like constricted or restricted in whatever they choose to do.
So that's all for today. If you like what you've watched and you'd like to see more, please kindly let us know by hitting the like and subscribe button.
Be sure to catch us on the next video on Redefine's YouTube channel as well. Bye!